when I wrote Ironman, this is what my notes for this. I wrote Ironman in Sacramento. Why there? I wrote down how long the Ironman is. And then I wrote down this, which let's see what your thoughts are on this.
Okay.
Would you ever do the Norseman triathlon?
It's funny that you asked that because one of the girls.
What is that? What is that? I need to know what that is.
It's fucked up. Carrie will tell you.
Go ahead. We need to know. Everyone.
Do you have the exact things on there? Because I've heard of it. I mean, like, I only heard about it recently. It's really hard to get into. And this woman that I met from Canada, we did Virginia together, Half Ironman Virginia. She did it, and it's like, isn't it? It's like a cold swim, and it's just even more ridiculous.
It's in
It's a cold swim, so it's
Sweden?
not good enough just to swim in water.
Yeah.
It needs to be cold, filled with jellyfish.
Yeah.
No, this is like in Sweden, and like you have to swim in like a fjord or something like that, and you have to. I don't touch the laptop here because I might like kick you out, and then it'll be the end of the fucking podcast.
He can't kick you out. It's just him being lazy. It's okay. It's just him being lazy.
Rob's an expert. Rob can pull up the Norseman triathlon. But the crazy part about it is you can jump off the back of a fucking boat into the water, and it's like. And so I'm looking at like Sacramento when I was doing my research, and what came up underneath it was the Norseman triathlon. And I'm like, this is right up Carrie's alley. I got to ask her about it. This is like, sounds like it's insane. I think there's only 1,000 people, right?
Yeah, it's limited. There you go. Yeah, I was just pulling it up on my phone too.
They make it look nice, but this is some bullshit.
No, it's supposed to be really,
all right,
really challenging.
Let's see what this is here. Hold on. Let's see what this is.
I think, Carrie,
hundreds of people have experienced Mercer County's #1.
Well, I like this guy. I don't go to him, but
I want to give you free. I'm giving out 50 free gift cards. Okay,
I go to Paragon.
Here we go.
Like
here we go.
They stretch you out nice.
This is what Ray wants you to do.
I'm not doing it. I want Carrie to do it.
That's what I said.
My friend Julie, I believe, is narrating this. Good girl.
I think this is a trip for Carrie and her husband to take. That's what I think. And then she can come back on the podcast and tell us about it.
This is not for you.
Hell no.
Yeah, look at that shit.
But it's not. This is for people with fight.
Oh, shit.
Resilience. And minds tougher than their bodies. They're not interested in being the best. All they care about is besting themselves.
That's a good line.
That is a good line.
No hand-holding.
Love that.
No sugarcoating. They're in pursuit of something bigger. Their team behind them, a smile on their face. If that sounds good, then maybe we were wrong about you.
It's unforgiving.
That is crazy.
Look, you gotta jump off that fucking boat. It's unforgiving.
Stuff.
And I think that's why this is so hard. There's probably crazy altitude changes. There's
I can't even imagine what
very remote. Like, look at how remote it is too. I mean, if you fall off your bike in Maryland, chances are you may either get mugged or they might steal your bike. But here it looks like you could fall off your bike, and there might not be anyone that's like coming over for like maybe a half an hour. I don't know. Like but I made me think of you. I was like, I think I should nominate Carrie for the Norseman triathlon.
It's hard to get into. They just had the lottery, and actually, to be honest, the woman that I was saying, Julie, she's the one narrating it. She did it last year. She's going to do it this year. I thought about it, but I decided that. I'm not done with triathlon. I want to get some more 100 milers. So my focus is going to be more on ultra running, I think, after Ultraman, which is a 3-day kind of triathlon in March. So I think next year my focus is going to be on ultra running. And then maybe I'll go back and do some of that. It's very enticing. And when you watch that video, it gives you like all the feels and you're like, holy shit, I want to do that. Cause I like that. But it's also, I think I'm too fresh out of California, and California was so bad. That I'm just like, oh my God, I have like some PTSD from that, to be honest. It was tough.
You need to get some success at another event, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm going to Sweden or whatever. Yeah, I'm going there. My goal is to go to the exotic locale of Mercer County Park and do the Mercer County Triathlon, right? Yeah. Because it's a sprint triathlon.
Yep.
I know I could. Yeah, well, I don't know about all that, but I know I could do the bike. All right, I'm going to ask you about this because I know I could do the bike easy. It's 15 miles.
Hire me as your coach. Yeah.
I was just going to. Can you hire me how to swim? Can you teach me how to do it? All right, I'm a shitty swimmer, so I asked a friend of mine who did it. He's like,
your work was going to be easy, Carrie. Your work is not going to be easy.
I'm like, he's like, bro, listen. listen, just float through this shit. He goes, you could just float through the water. He goes, but you see, I can't do that. Like, I'm already like, all right, I'm 52. I'm going to be 52. Who's in my age category? I got to smoke these motherfuckers. Cause that's how, like, that's how I live. You know what I mean? Like, that's my mindset. I might not be able to do it, but my mindset is, I can't just like, oh, I'm going to float through the water and try to make it up in the bike. I just remodeled somebody's kitchen, and she had done the Mercer County Triathlon a couple of times. She said the water was dirty too, but
it's disgusting.
Yeah, but it's, you know, I mean, it's short, and that would be a good mental kind of like, you know.
So that was my first triathlon. And when my husband and I moved to Jersey, I didn't know how to swim. I was deathly afraid of the water, had no experience swimming whatsoever. This is 2016, right? And I took swimming lessons. I cried like when they made me put my face in the water. I was like, I hate this. I don't want to do this. But I had made the mistake, and I think if you're going to do it, this is one thing I recommend. And I say to people, like, I made the mistake of only swimming in a pool. I took swimming lessons, only swim in a pool, never swam in open water. So when it came time for the race, I started to panic. You can't see anything. It's dark, and the water's really warm, and there's a lot of things like seaweed or whatever, and you can feel it as you're stroking. You know, with your swim stroke.
It's like swimming through It's like swimming through garbage a little bit, like because all the vines in the water.
It's thick.
Like it's like swimming through like a not clean fish tank is what it's like. Imagine like there's a lot of stuff in the water. Even if you swim 1 mile in the water, that is hard to swim a mile.
Yeah,
Carrie, when you train for that, first of all, how far is a sprint swim?
So I think that one's like 500 meters. So everything.
So 1,500.
It's funny, depending on the race, your sprint and Olympics are similar. Some of them might be a little less or a little bit more. Same with the bike. There's no real. It's not like Ironman where it's a set distance. Sometimes a sprint and Olympics, if it's not like a USAT sanctioned one, where they have the same distances, you know, some of these other smaller companies, depending on the course and what they're allowed to do, or, you know, they're restricted or whatever. So it changed. So that one's about 500 meters. And I remember the woman next to me panicked in the water, and she pushed me under, and I was underneath the water for a few seconds. And I remember thinking to myself, holy shit, I'm going to die out here. And I didn't tell my mom and dad, but I love them. And I got so panicked. I ended up doggy paddling the 500 meters. Can I tell you, it took me 30 minutes to do.
Really?
Like now I swim I could swim more than a mile in 30 minutes. So now, so think about a mile, you know, versus like 500 meters, which is crazy. And I got on the bike, and I started biking, and I never practiced drinking. And I went to go grab a sip. I couldn't put the thing back. I dropped my bottle. I rolled over it, fell off my bike, cut up my knee. By the time I got to the run, I was bleeding. I was miserable. I remember crossing the finish line. My friends were like, oh my God, you did it. Congrats. And I said, and I was like, I will never fucking do that again. It's the exact words I said. And then I waited a year. I supported my husband when he did triathlons. And then I was like, you know what? Triathlon's not going to get the best of me, and I'm going to be back. And that's, you know, kind of how I started doing some of that and the ultra distance triathlons and stuff. And now I love swimming, but I think you should do it. I think you should give it a try, but I definitely think that you should practice with open water. And
at least a lake, at minimum a lake, at minimum a lake swim, at minimum.
Yeah.
Before you go and do it.
In the summer, we do, so I work for my coach, Draper Training and Nutrition, and we host open water swim over in Hightstown at Petty Lake. Okay, that lake's disgusting too, but that will give you a good feel of how bad Mercer. It's not as bad as Mercer, but it's close.
When you go to swim, so like if I go to the pool at Robert Wood and I'm training for a 500 meter swim, how much should I be able to swim to comfortably?
You want to get close to 1,000.
Okay, so double
1,000, 1,200, at least double.
Because I'll bike on like the bike tonight over there. I can easily do the 15 miles on the bike. I don't know how my competitive time is, but I'm comfortable with that. And the running I can do because listen, I always look at it like if I'm gonna fucking finish.
The farther you go,
whatever.
The farther
you probably get more comfortable.
Yeah, the farther you go, like because that you can't just go that as far as you have to go because you have wind, you have elements, you have shit in the water. And you have can't be out of energy with the known quantity because you're going to need double or triple the energy to get through that one event.
Yeah.
Right. And the other thing too is when you, I was going to say, when you go longer, it'll feel a lot shorter. So you'll be like, if you could swim 1,000 or 1,500, damn, you're going to be like 500 is going to be like no joke. It's easy. You're like, that's easy. I don't have to worry about that.
That's only 1,500 feet, right? 500 meters is only like 1,500 feet. So it's not really a mile. It's a quarter mile, right?
Well, no, 2,000 meters in a half Ironman is about 1.4 miles. So 1,600 is kind of a mile, but it's with meters, it's like closer to 18-ish.
Yeah. So you're looking at a third of a mile or something like that in dirty Mercer
1,600
County
meters.
water.
1,600 meters is 0.994 miles.